Welcome to the Awarenezzz podcast. In today's episode, we had the chance to speak with Fabrizio Cubeddu, college soccer player for Florida Atlantic University. And this podcast really drives the point home of not only what being a college soccer player or playing at the highest level is like, but then also what's required to get to that point. So this podcast is really for every young athlete that want to get to that level. Not only look at the flashlights, to not only look at the facilities or highlights that the players have, but then also see the work that goes underneath all those achievements, right? So from going injured to playing in countries like Argentina or Spain, where soccer is basically everything they have. So it is not only about that end goal, but then also about the process that comes underneath that. And this podcast really, really talks about that and will provide you a lot of value and kind of like a blueprint on all the things that you have to do to get to that level. Enjoy. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 26th episode of the Awarenezzz podcast. Today we're here with our guest, Fabrizio Cubeddu. Very nice to have you here, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, first of all, I'll say thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to be on here. My name's Fabrizio. I play for Florida Atlantic University, NCAA D1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the current right back, current captain of the team. I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Florida, so I'm native to the land around here. And yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Of course, brother. Of course. So now we know that you're here, not here, but you're over there in Florida playing for Florida Atlantic University. But of course, behind that is a lot of progress, a lot of things that you had to go through, not only in the college part, but then also all the way from the beginning. So I just wanted to run us, sorry, a little bit about that process that you went through all the way from the beginning. What got you into soccer in the first place?
Yeah, I started when I was very young, so 3-4 years old. I played
Oh, really?
with my two older brothers. So I
Okay.
was always playing with two guys, competing with them, fighting with them.
Yeah.
And that's not just with soccer, that's with everything. So started out very young, 3-4, playing rec leagues, just how like everyone usually starts for fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Luckily, we were pretty good at it. We had some talent there, and we kept going with it. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Went to travel soccer, obviously, as soon as I got to the age. I started out as
Yeah.
a forward, as you do. You start out as a forward when
For
you're
everybody.
everyone. Yeah, you start out as a forward, and then you keep moving up levels. I
Hmm.
start playing with my older brothers. I'm playing 1, 2, 3 years up. You get
Hmm.
moved back from forward to midfielder, all the way back to
Yeah.
defending. So, I think my first real experience of when I decided that I want to take this the full way is when I joined
Yeah.
Weston FC Academy.
Western FC. Okay.
Yeah, Weston FC Academy in South Florida.
Hmm.
Again, playing a few years up there, getting a taste of what that professional college, seeing these guys going from Weston into pro teams, into college programs,
Yeah.
and realizing that I can make that jump too. And
Okay.
then got a few national team recommendations. Never ended up
Okay.
getting out. Did a bunch of camps though. And then I went to Inter Miami. Before Inter Miami, I played for Levante in Spain for about 6
Okay.
months. So I had a really good spell there. Again, Inter
Okay.
Miami started. I wanted to represent Inter Miami. I thought it was really cool MLS when I got the call up.
Yeah.
Did some trials, and then they picked me up. And after that, went to South Korea with the team. I got the first assist in club history with the
Oh,
academy.
really?
Yeah, it's something I really have one of my biggest achievements there. Obviously, to experience international football and
Yeah.
play in South Korea, getting a first assist for that club, such a historic club now. Messi's there,
Yeah.
Suarez, a big club now. So being able to have my name there is
Yeah.
pretty impressive for me. And then after Inter Miami, COVID-19 came. Obviously,
Mm.
had to make a choice whether I wanted to go back to Spain, play back with Levante, go back to the academy there, or go to
Yeah.
college. And
Hmm.
both of those were doubts, right? We didn't know what was going to happen with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I decided just to go to college straight away, where I went to
Mm.
FAU. So I joined Florida Atlantic in 2020,
Yeah.
my year.
Hmm.
We didn't play that year. Had to wait until the spring to play, which kind of helped me adapt to that environment, learn more about
Yeah.
myself, more about the college game,
Hmm.
which helped me become a starter straight as a freshman,
Yeah.
starting 8 out of 10 games, um,
Okay.
playing really well. And then my sophomore year comes, injury. I start the year with an injury,
Mm.
struggle to make myself into a lineup. And then when you finally break into that lineup, you're starting 4 or 5 games on the bounce. 6-game conference is about to start. You get
Yeah.
injured right before the game. and then everything goes, from you're going up
Yeah.
here, drops all the way down the conference, the
Yeah.
confidence, the fitness, the mental game. So yeah, that was a tricky part. And then I decided to transfer away from Florida Atlantic
Yeah.
just to find myself again. I was making bad choices off the field. I was like, oh, I'm injured. Let me go party. Oh, I'm injured. Let me eat
I see.
unhealthy. Right. I wasn't doing the right things. I wasn't mentally in the right spot. So I
Mm-hmm.
chose to go away from home, go somewhere where I'm a little bit uncomfortable, find my feet again. Where I went to Northeastern. Like I said, I'm a right back, and I ended up playing center back there my first year at Northeastern.
Oh, really?
I got MVP of my team 2022.
Mm.
And the following year after that, I got moved to left back. So I got moved to a different position. And then
Mm-hmm.
24, which was my last year of school, was in my senior year. I was playing left wing, and then I ended up
Mm-hmm.
medically redshirting due to a knee injury that I just continuously had pain with, and it was tough to recover from. And I decided, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing left wing. I'm struggling with a lot of knee pain. Saw the
Mm-hmm.
doctor. He said, yeah, like this is a possibility for you to, you know, get the medical red shirt if it's hurting too much. And I felt
Yeah.
like that was the right choice for me at that time, especially
Yeah.
because last year of eligibility, if you want
Mm-hmm.
a chance in the draft, I'm not really going to get drafted playing left wing with knee pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose to fully recover from that, transfer away, play my position again. And I ended up back at Florida Atlantic,
Mm-hmm.
where I've been voted captain and growing as a person, as a player. And I think my game has elevated, and finally playing my position um,
Yeah.
has been so great, especially because before I came here for the fall, I did USL 2,
Yeah.
Rock Rangers, which is one of the
Yeah.
best U2 programs in the country. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, playing there, starting there, making the national tournament, winning the division, all those
Okay.
small things, going out of my comfort zone helped me so much. So that's
That's
my journey.
amazing, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
what a journey, man. And there's a lot of things. That's basically what I want to like take things from, like all the way from your start to things like you not making the right choices due to being injured, like how you overcame that. But to kind of
hmm
like go all the way back to the beginning, I wanted to ask you, because this is something that I see that's very similar between a lot of athletes, is always having like other people that give you more drive, give you that
yeah,
competitiveness. And in your case, it was your two older brothers. I was gonna ask you, how do you think now that you look back in retrospect, how do you think that helped you become a better player, or if it helped you, like what was the impact of that?
yeah. I think always competing with two guys that were better than me,
Mm-hmm.
brothers, older,
Yeah,
stronger, faster, they were better than me at the time.
yeah,
But always playing with them and learning from them and the
yeah,
people that was around them. I set my standards so high at their
mm,
level, set my standards at their level that if I wasn't doing good enough at the level that they're at, I'm not doing good enough
yeah,
at all. So
mm,
I've always been my biggest critic. I've always been,
yeah,
if I do badly in a game, I literally can't sleep at night.
yeah,
So I think that's due to that competitiveness that I've had with my brothers growing up.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, they always still, one of them doesn't play anymore. He's pursuing other things, and the other one's
yeah.
still in his last year of college as well. So um, yeah, it's been because of them that I am where I am.
No, definitely, man, and I think like I can really imagine how that can benefit you, because I mean, if you're in a place where you're always the best, you don't necessarily feel that you need to improve many things.
Right.
But if you're always failing in some way, you're like, oh, I need to get better at this. I need to get better at this. Or is this constant improvement, right?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Looking, but you set the standards within yourself. I think that's something that I
Mm-hmm.
learned. You don't want to compare
Yeah.
yourself to others, but when it's your brothers at a young
Yeah.
age, you see what they're doing and they're doing it well. You want to you know strive towards that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Definitely,
It
man.
also gives you the
And
advantage if you always train against older guys. Like I don't know where you play, like maybe in your
Exactly.
backyard or on the street. Like
Exactly.
if you go into team practice with your guys your age, you're already prepared for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Training with older guys and yeah prepares you.
definitely, man. Now I want you to like, of course, you started at 3 years old, super early, especially
Yeah.
for people here in America. That's more like South America or Europe type of thing when you start really that early. But you started at that age, but then you started developing more and more and more. You mentioned a little bit about that experience that you had that made you realize, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, what
hmm
were those moments in which you realize, okay, this is something I can really dedicate myself to. I can really pursue something with soccer.
Yeah, I think when I joined that academy at Weston,
Yeah.
you hear so much about it when you're from South Florida. I'm from South.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people around the U.S. they know about Weston FC, and it's one of the
Yeah.
best MLS non-pro affiliate clubs.
Mhm.
I think when I got there, there was people at the club that worked for national teams. So
Okay.
of academy worked for the for the youth national team, um, and they were bringing in people that worked for these national team camps. And when I would have conversations,
Okay.
my parents would have conversations with them. They're like, "Hey, like they really think that you can go ahead and do it." And I was taking up
Mm.
leadership role. I was one of the best players on my team at the time, obviously,
Yeah.
because I came and I got recruited by them, and they straight away told me, "Yeah, we want you to play up." You know, like you're coming from not even
Mhm.
being with the 2002s. I'm in 02. They put me with the 2001s, with the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, that made me realize, like, yeah, like this is right. This is what we're gonna try and pursue as much as we can.
It was kind of like getting that reinforcement for that high level people. Because I mean, you might have an idea of how you play, but then
Exactly.
when you get it from the outside and people that actually know about it, then I can imagine that having an impact on you.
Right. Right. Exactly. Join a new club with a club that has so much. What's the word? Like history and
Yeah.
support from the country. That has sent so many players to the pro level, to the college level. Um, you receive that kind of information from the club. It makes you realize, okay, we're on the right track.
Yeah, I see. I see. And I mean, you also mentioned at what point of your career did you go to Levante before Inter Miami? Was that
Yes.
okay? I wanted you to run us a little bit through that like part in which okay, you're at Western, but then you made that transition all the way to Spain. How did that happen?
Yeah. So it was around 20. I joined 2019 in the
Mm-hmm.
winter time. 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So they had their winter
And
break.
before that, you were playing at Western. So you
Western.
went from Western to Levante.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was
Okay.
only there for a period of 5, 6 months at Levante.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
I trained with the team there. They wanted me straight away. When they bring in an international guy, especially from the U.S., coming to Europe, they don't
Hmm.
expect that much. So they had me
Yeah.
training the lower level team, the C team.
Yeah. I see.
Um, I just impressed them right away. They gave me a
Mm-hmm.
chance to train with the B team. I impressed. They gave me a chance to train with División de Honor, they call it, which is
Yeah.
the honor division, the A division,
Mm-hmm.
um, with a few other guys that they really liked. So I was on trial pretty much. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and they liked me, and they sent me to a tournament in France with them. It's called
Oh,
the
really?
Festival d'Armor, something like that. It's a very famous
Okay.
tournament in France.
Okay.
I went over there. We won the whole thing. I played so many minutes, and after that tournament, it was kind of like, okay, Inter Miami called me. What do I do?
Mm.
There,
Okay.
I went back to Spain. 2 more weeks spent there, and then I realized like I want to try and go Inter Miami's route because
Yeah.
that American citizenship,
Yeah.
it's not that heavy in Europe. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So that was kind of like basically what stopped you from staying at Levante was that call from Inter Miami, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, Spain and the US are very different, like in terms of culture, in terms of how they approach the sport and everything. Just wanted to ask you, what were those main differences? What were those main things that you saw that were different between Spain and the US? If you
hmm
can like
Yeah,
name a little bit of them.
yeah, definitely for sure. The style of play is 100% different.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
the center backs, you notice in the U.S., especially in college, like big,
Yeah.
tall guys. Over there, you see more Carlos Puyol type of guys,
Yeah.
shorter,
Yeah.
elite ball, technical ability,
Mhm.
warriors, fighters. They put their head, they're fighters over there, and they
Yeah.
are as well, but different types.
Yeah.
Possession based football. And then when I went to this international tournament, and you play against teams from France, you play against teams from Belgium, um, other Spanish programs that you don't play because they're from the other region. Um,
Hmm.
you notice a different style of play. More physical in France, more direct in Belgium. Play more long balls.
Yeah.
And then Spain is sort of like the similar. They have the tricky, the flary tens, the wingers that
Yeah.
go one,
Mm.
possession fielders simplify the game. Um,
Yeah.
every player is sort of like you watch the national team of Spain.
Yeah.
Those guys, they're launching those type of guys in every academy, but
Mm.
only one or two of them really break through to the national team, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's mostly like in that style of play and how they approach the having the ball, like how they approach the ball and what they do with it, right?
Yeah.
No, man, and I mean, of course, we have the experience of coming from another country to here to America. But I
Mhm.
want to hear your experience coming from America going from America to another country. How was that adaptation process that you had when going to Spain?
I think first thing is the showers. You get into showers with other guys that you don't do that
Oh
in one.
yeah,
You don't share a locker room and you don't get changed and shower in front of all the guys. You don't do that. I
yeah,
think that was the first like, okay, this is different. This is
yeah,
like
yeah,
men do this stuff. And I was still like 16, 17 at the time.
yeah,
And then another thing is like that's all they have. That's what in the U.S. some guys they play football but they want to study and they have their
I
girlfriends and
see,
they parties, and while they enjoy doing that over there, they make sure that it's football first.
I
Um,
see.
they don't see their family for a long time because they're in the academy. Yeah, it's a different style of life, different culture. These guys they're genuinely a family.
Yeah,
When I would stay with three guys and they welcome me into their house like I was you know
amazing.
been there for so long, like if I was a cousin or something. So yeah.
Yeah. And how did you feel about the fact that soccer was everything they had? Like, was that something that intimidated you in some way, or was it something that you really liked, that you really felt that was nice?
I really liked it. At the same
Yeah,
time, coming from the US,
yeah,
so still 16, 17, looking at this, and I think they don't have the same respect for me that I had for them.
yeah.
See me as a
Okay.
little bit inferior because coming from the US, I haven't proven myself. And then I
Yeah.
remember 2 weeks after I was with the team, they brought me in as a family member. They treated me like one of them. So
Mm,
you prove yourself. You don't get anything until you prove it, right? You don't get the respect until
yeah.
you know um
Yeah.
you, you clean the boots, you clean up the locker room after they're
Mm,
done, you throw away the water bottles, you fill up the Powerade bottles, etc. That's what you
yeah.
do to respect, but you do your talking on the field, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is from Venezuela, you said. So you were able to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I speak
But
Spanish. Yeah.
that was
It helped
that
big
was
time.
good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive.
No,
Yeah.
definitely, and I think that's that the fact that you actually like that experience and like that approach is something that really talks about your character and what shaped like most of the things that come afterwards. Because I can imagine a lot of people, especially at 16, 17, feeling intimidated by that or not really liking that, but then actually, okay, this is actually become making me a better person, a better player. And I don't know,
Mhm.
is that something that happened to you? Did you think like that made you somewhat better?
Oh yeah, 100% me better as a
Yeah.
player. It made me grow as a
Okay.
person. I
Okay.
think as a
Yeah.
person more than anything, these small challenges they made me who I am. And I think I see myself when I compare myself now as when I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
As a freshman, I was doing all the right things my freshman year. My freshman year, I was doing all the right things because I came from something like that. And then
Mm.
because I had such a successful freshman year, I almost got too comfortable with myself,
Mm. I
which
see.
I wasn't stretching as much after practice. I wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
eating as well as I was eating. I, you see the after effects as to why I had
Yeah.
to transfer away.
I think
Yeah.
also like going to another country is like another reason like to push harder because you made such a huge like investment, let's call it like this. Because you're going
Mhm,
to another country, you're leaving your family just for one
mhm.
reason to play football. I think it gives you like a huge drive.
Yeah.
I think it's a very important point that you touched there, that even though you at some point you have these things top of mind, like okay, I have to make sure I have the details dialed in, I have to make sure I'm disciplined. Those are things that are also perishable. So yes, you might have them at some point, but then if you don't keep reinforcing them, that's something that can be lost as well.
Mhm.
And that's basically what you're saying. Like at some point you kind of course you had it top of mind your first year, but then as you got comfortable
Exactly.
and you started succeeding, then you kind of like forgot about them a little bit or didn't pay much attention to it. So I
Mhm.
think that's a very important point that you touched. And just to kind of like, because I want to talk more about that part as well. After you went to Levante, I first want to talk about that experience at Inter Miami a little
Mhm.
bit. So you got that call from Inter Miami,
Mhm.
and then you flew back here. Run us a little bit through that process again with Inter Miami.
So I came back from Levante, and I actually had a period of time where I was back with Weston. just so I can finish off They
Okay.
had the playoffs. So we had playoffs at that time, the summer academy playoffs. I had those playoffs. And then after that 2-week break, I get, notification. Okay, look, we're going to have trials, not even trials, but like we're going to train with the team. We're going to pick guys that go to South Korea for a preseason trip. 2000.
That is that with the pro team, South Korea?
So before we had a pro team, Inter Miami, it was just academy. So it was about,
I see.
yeah, since MLS starts in February, around there, February, March, they start preseason in January. There is no like first team yet, since this was summertime. Yeah, so this was around
like straight from the beginning.
Exactly, right from the beginning. We had no facilities. We were training on a college field in Fort Lauderdale. That's where we did the trials, and then they were building the stadium. They were building the training pitches for the academy and for the first team at that time. So there wasn't like a first team. So we're the oldest guys there. So we were the U19s and the U17s that went on the trip. So we were technically the oldest guys from the academy.
I see.
So, yeah, we have this trip, amazing trip, unbelievable, paid for, South Korea,
Amazing.
Unbelievable. That's your first. You think you're pro at that level, getting all these free cleats, free gear, social media, Inter Miami, all this stuff, amazing. You go on the trip and you have a pretty successful trip. The guy who's your coach is the guy who's going to be the future head coach of the team. First team, Jason Christ. Speaks highly about me. I was thinking, okay, I have a really good chance of when they have that first team to get my opportunity there. And then, as I come to Inter Miami, we come back to Florida, first game, you're playing teams like FC Dallas. And then you see like the level of who you're actually competing against. Because you talk about college scholarships, you talk about pro level, you're competing with the guys in Inter Miami, but you're competing with other guys, all the MLS academies. To get scholarship, to get first team opportunities. So that was a really good experience, especially because I was playing with so many guys that I had to share the pitch with at Weston previously. At Inter Miami with me. So it was a great experience.
And you were there for what, 2 years, year and a half?
I was only there for a year since COVID came. So my plan was to stay there, right? My plan was to stay there after my U19 year and do a gap year at Inter. But since COVID came, I was playing 2001, 2002, and after that, COVID came and it just shut down the U19. So there was no U19 team for Inter Miami.
I see.
So they're like, okay, like we have to move players on. I had my meeting at the end of the year through a Zoom because COVID. Like, look, we're gonna keep an eye on you for for the future, for the drafts and a potential homegrown. We thought you were very good, but at this moment in time, look, we're going to help you find a school. And, you have a lot of options at the time. You have top 25 programs. But then COVID don't let you take players that aren't from the same state. And
really?
Yeah. So all the schools that I was talking to previously, like, hey, we're going to have to take a guy from in-state. Thought you're very good, but unfortunately, this is not the right time. 2 other programs, you have to make your mind up and, you choose one that hasn't had a great history. I feel you didn't have a great history in the past, but I knew a few guys on the team and they said, look, you could come here and play.
I see. It was pretty unconventional though, in the sense that of course COVID comes and it just messes everything up, like every plan. I want to ask you, how do you went to that decision of, okay, I actually want to go to college? Was it just mainly shaped by the fact that COVID was going on, or was that something that you at some point also thought about before?
Yeah, I think I didn't think about college until until my time at Inter Miami. I didn't really think about college, so I wasn't actively reaching out to schools, which I think in the long term affected me. In terms of options, because I had decent options, but I think a player like me, I could have had more.
I see.
I didn't really think about it until my senior year. I thought I was always going to stay at Inter Miami. I thought I was going to stay at Levante. I thought, these things were going to be a straight path. I thought they're like, oh, you stay here, you're going to be here. And that obviously didn't turn out being what happened. So, it was, I think, a really important thing for me to come back down to earth and realize, okay, you're not going to go pro right away. You're going to have to fight for your playing spot. And
I see.
college. So
Yeah,
I
it
was wanted
wasn't
to ask, like,
straightforward.
exactly.
which role did your parents play in all the decisions you made? Like maybe you going to Levante or like you going to Inter Miami, coming back, going to college. Was it
Yeah.
more like your decision, or you also like, of course, you talk to your parents, but
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
for the Levante, I thought since I'm going to be playing on the D team, C team to start, I didn't want to go.
Mm.
I did not want to go. But my parents were like, trust us, like, go do what you can do. If you don't like it, you come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my dad was with me there for like the first month.
Mm.
And that's, I think that's so important, having supportive parents.
Yeah.
My parents, I wish I listened to them more because, after Levante came back to Inter and I was shining, I was playing in front of them, my parents again, and it felt really, really good. And then before I chose to go back to college, so it was either FAU or go back to Spain. They told me to go to Spain. They told me go
Mhm.
back to Levante, go play there and try again, Um,
Mhm.
and that was like the only decision that I took myself to go to college instead of back to Spain.
Mm.
That was my decision. And, in a different world, I picked to go back to Spain and my path is different. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I made this decision and I'm here and I'm I am enjoying it. But, sometimes I wonder if I picked that, where would I be now?
I see. And what was the thought process that went through? Like, what was the reasoning behind that decision, brother?
Oh, man, I was having a good time back at home.
Okay. Okay.
I graduated. I went back to my high school. I graduated from there. All my friends close to
Mm.
home. COVID. I was just enjoying my time at home,
I see.
and I felt like I was good enough to, I could get drafted, but there's no guarantees. Yeah, I think I just didn't want to leave again. I think I didn't want to make that sacrifice again, and I
Okay.
live with that now. So
Okay. And because I mean, a lot of these decisions we make at the moment, and we think we are considering all the aspects, but now when you look at it back in retrospective, would you consider it was a good decision, a bad decision? Do you regret it any way, or how do you feel about it?
I wouldn't say I regret it,
Mm-hmm.
because what I've lived through now has gotten me to a point where I've graduated from Northeastern, which is a very, very
Yeah.
good academic
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
And I'm still at a good spot. Like I still have the chance to go pro,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's USL 1, USL Championship, overseas. Like I still have
I
that
see.
opportunity. But I
Yeah.
really wonder if I would be right now at a different level in terms of maybe I would have actually been called up to the national team. Maybe now I would have had another overseas opportunity, another pro team calling after me. You know what I mean? Another top 25 program coming after me.
I
So
see. I see.
I
No,
wouldn't say,
definitely not.
yeah, right. I wouldn't say regret it, but sometimes I think to myself, okay, maybe that other choice was for what I want in my life. That was probably the better choice.
Okay. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. I understand with that. And is that something that like bothers you, or is that something you're okay with, or that's something that you still think that you can get to, even though you didn't make that decision at that point?
Yeah. So it bothers me, yeah, sometimes.
Mm.
Um,
Okay,
but I don't dwell on it too much. I don't think about it too much
I
because
see.
that's in the past, right? I can't control that anymore. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so the only thing I can do now is work and try to get as close to my goal as possible as to where I
Yeah.
get there. And I believe I will get there. So
I
yeah.
think I think that's also a good point that you're touching on, because I mean, a lot of the times we always want to make the right decisions, the perfect decisions, but at the end of the day, at the moment, we're like we don't know every different variable. We don't know what's gonna happen at that moment. Like you didn't know how long COVID was gonna be for. You didn't know what things were gonna go after that.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times we expect ourselves to like make the best decisions possible, but we don't really like up until you leave it, you don't know if it was the right decision or not. Of course, you try to inform yourself, but you're never gonna know 100%. So
Exactly.
I think it's also a good lesson that like even though you still think that that could have been a good decision, still you're like, okay, what do I have in front of me
Right.
in order to like still get to my goal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
I
I think it's very important, because even like on the field, like small moments, you're gonna let one mistake or
yeah,
one moment where you could have done better, ruin the rest of the 90 minutes. So
definitely.
I mean,
yeah,
right now you can only guess what it would be in Levante if you went to Spain. So right now
exactly.
you just focus on your situation. And like you just said, like you have so many options open. Like in the end, you can still go overseas. Like the football world is big, so
Exactly.
and you're still young.
Go, can go to Saudi Arabia, bro.
Exactly. Guitar, something like that, man. Send me that way.
Brother, and okay, you decided to stay that first year at Florida Atlantic, but
Mm,
then that injury happened, and
mm,
then you started making those bad decisions, and then you had to like move over. I wanted you to run us a little bit through that process because that's something I can truly resonate with. I would say for the past 5 years, I've been injured around 3 years.
mm.
That's something I've really struggled with, my knee injuries, and it's something that at the beginning was the worst thing that happened because as a soccer player, that's all you have. And when that's taken away from you, you don't know what to do. You don't know who you are, you know? So I want you to run us a little bit on how you approach that situation, how like what were your thoughts at the beginning and then how you dealt with it.
Yeah. So I it's preseason and I get like like you would understand the craziest way to get a concussion. I got a
Oh
concussion.
really?
Yeah. So we're literally just kicking balls in the park. I'm fetching the balls. One of my teammates shoots the ball, hits a tree. One of the
Yeah.
tree falls and it hits me on the side of the head. Obviously, unbelievable. Like I couldn't like I was like, wow, like, I didn't know what just hit me.
I swear concussions happen only here in America, man.
So I mean, I just like I'm like okay, like my head hurts. I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep well, and I was like, okay, maybe like just go check it out. And then
Yeah.
they ended up 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out. Okay, whatever. I'm out for
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Started preseason. I'm missing pretty much the most important part of the season, which is the beginning, because that
Yeah.
way you build form, you build fitness, you build connections with the
Yeah.
team, you build chemistry. So I missed that. I come back. I get a few minutes, getting minutes off the bench. 50 minutes off the bench, which is really good coming off the bench. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and player who's playing my position, he gets injured. So I get my chance. I play. I'm starting. I'm playing
Mm-hmm.
well. Playing well. But I'm not shining. I'm not shining like
Yeah, I see.
I would myself to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going ahead and we're starting conference play. So at FAU, we played in the Conference USA, and we had South Carolina away in the warm up.
Okay.
Doing a defensive drill with the back line, step to clear the ball, step to win a header. As I'm stepping to win the ball and clear it out, I pull the bottom of my foot, so I tear my plantar fascia in the warm up by myself, no contact.
Really?
Yeah, tear. After 5 games, I was about to start finding the fitness at least again, and yeah, that you can imagine um, brought me back down. Where
Yeah.
go to South Carolina on a plane, they spend so much money, and you feel like you let them down a bit.
Yeah.
Not only coaches but your team and yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and then they start playing all the other conference games that are important, and then you don't really play much anymore because the season's practically over and you're out for 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
you get to play the final non-conference game. You play half
Mm-hmm.
of the game, but
Yeah.
conference tournament comes. You play 7 minutes in 3 games in the conference tournament, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, if this is where I'm at right now, I should probably like if I want to play pro. I had a talk with myself. If I want to play pro, what's the best thing I can do? Sit
Mm.
behind, wait for another injury? No, I'm not going to do that. So transferred away. And in between that, my sophomore year, while I was injured, I just made wrong choices. I was hanging out with the wrong people, hanging out with the people that weren't playing, who were being negative towards the team,
I
who
see.
having me go out and party, having me go out and do things that a student athlete who says he wants to do this, says he wants to go pro, says he wants to succeed is doing, and it's just not the right thing. I was
Mm.
gaining weight. I was definitely
Oh
not
yeah.
as cut as I am now. And yeah, that was probably for me the lowest part of my life because dealing with a girlfriend that I had long distance with, and just small things like that started to build up, family problems too. And look, I'm just glad that I experienced that because now I know where life and football can get to
Definitely.
at a low level. And
Yeah.
that's that for me. And I'm lucky that that's the lowest it's been.
Yeah.
Nothing tragic happened, and I'm able to find my feet again and be where I'm at in a good position again. So I'm glad
Definitely, brother.
I experienced that. Yeah.
And I truly resonate with that because I've also I've also thought that because I mean I've also experienced those injuries, and you get to a point where like okay, I'm like just f this, like this is all over, right? Because everything that you have it gets taken away, but then it's not about, I don't think it's about like not being in those scenarios or trying to avoid being those. Of course, if you don't get to those points, the better. But then it's actually about realizing and being conscious what when you get there, and then being able to rise back up to like be
Mhm.
conscious enough and saying, okay, this is definitely not the best I can be. I need to figure myself out, and then actually doing the things the same way you did, like being conscious enough to saying, okay, I need to get away from this. I need to reset a little bit. And I wanted you to explain a little bit that decision that you made of like transferring like from bottom to top of the US, like what came underneath that decision, and how do you
Yeah.
make it?
So I think it's all about people that
Mm,
connections, who you are able to communicate and connect with, and people that are willing to help you. I think that is massive.
yeah.
That's practically how I got to Northeastern and FAU. I got to FAU because I knew a guy and he recommended me, and he said like, yeah,
Okay.
this is a good opportunity for you. Well, you will play and you're close to
Yeah.
home. Went to Northeastern after I transferred. Three guys that I played with, two of them that were on Inter Miami, and one of them that I
Mm-hmm.
played on Weston. They
Okay.
knew, recommended me to the coach, and after
Okay.
that, like obviously a coach isn't going to recruit you after you've been out for the season and mostly injured, and you
Mm,
have, let's say, four starts in a 12, 14 game period.
yeah.
Um, so when I decided to transfer, they kind of took a risk on me. And I'm paying my parents, like I
Okay.
said,
Yeah.
the support that my parents gave me to help me that first semester with no scholarship
Okay.
at a like Northeastern. That
Yeah.
was expensive, extremely expensive private school in
Oh,
a
so
different
you
part
went the first semester without a
with
scholarship?
no scholarship first
Mm,
semester. And I had to talk with the coaches like, hey, like I don't know if I can be here 3.5 years with no scholarship. And they were like, of course, if you perform, we'll support you. So
okay.
I said, had my first year, I played right back, I played center back. So I played those two positions, but mainly center back, and I ended up getting player of the year for Northeastern.
I see.
With that comes support and
I can imagine. Yeah.
yeah, athletic support. And then they found ways to add academic scholarship in there. Um,
Okay.
yeah, like I think going back to my time at FAU, the one thing I never let down was my grades. So I
Mm,
always had very high grades. Like that be the
I see.
possibility to join schools like Northeastern that are
Mm,
such academic programs.
yeah.
So yeah, that was a big switch for me, but a one that was necessary for sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And like after that, although you touched that point, I think it's also important to talk about the fact that, of course, you're an athlete, but you're a student athlete as well. So you
Yeah,
also have this academic part that you have to handle. How were you managing it in a day-to-day basis to be able to have the grades up and then also perform at a high level? Because I mean, I think a lot of people think, okay, it's either one or the other. But like, what are your thoughts on that?
yeah. I think there's a few things. When I grew up, again, we talk about this competitive thing that I had with my brothers. It was also not
Hmm.
only in soccer, but it was in the classroom.
I
Um,
see.
so my mom and my parents were just when they had the time, we would all just hours of studying after practice, before practice.
Yeah.
So we had the like routine of it. Now you switch it. You're training in the mornings. You spend the whole day either at the gym or studying. You split it up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I always been good at getting my grades and my grades high, and I'm
I
spending
see.
I'm doing that at least. And I can't do anything until I get that part of my day done.
I see.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
agree with that, and I don't know what you think about this, but I think a lot of it is like if you are able to organize your day and really prioritize in a good way, you're able to get both things done. Like if you, of course, if you're gonna train, because of course that's what you really love to do, you're gonna pay attention to the sport, right? But then it comes, okay, do I just hang out with my friends all day? Do I play video games? Or do I actually get my stuff done? Like you have the time for it,
yeah,
it's just up to you to decide which one do you pick, and
yeah,
it's all about prioritizing, right?
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, man. Okay,
And
no, perfect,
also,
brother. And then, yeah,
let's way better train or play a game if you know you don't have to do homework after the game or like you just feel free,
Yeah,
just get
you're
away.
free. Yeah, exactly. It's you have to have the things. Like my coach says it all the time. You have your things on the outside of football. You have them set up and well. So when you're playing football, you don't have that worry.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
definitely, man. And then going back to FAU, that's another decision that you made. Oh, actually, like in that process, you went to Argentina, right?
Yes.
Uh, yeah, right. Run us a little bit through that. Like, what was underneath that?
Yeah, this is so it was my connection again. The connection that I had with
Okay.
Levante.
Okay.
One of the trainers from Levante, he went to Argentina, and he wasn't there for a long time. He was just there doing scouting. He was looking at
Yeah.
different programs, and he was at Atletico Tucumán, which
Yeah.
is a Division One Argentinian program.
Yeah.
And he was, I just caught up to him, and I posted something on like my Instagram, and I was like, "Thank you FAU." I put like, "Thank you FAU for my time. Enter the portal."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm in Argentina right now, like looking at stuff. Like, obviously, like I'm not gonna go back to Spain." But he was like, "Look, I have this thing in Argentina where you can come and trial." So it wasn't only just me because my brother was also at Levante before me, which helped me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my brother was at Levante
Oh,
before me, which helped me get the trial there before.
okay. Okay,
So
I see.
also, having him go there helped me also realize, yeah, okay, we'll go there for a bit. So my brother went with me to Argentina, and in Tucumán, let me tell you, you come from Florida to a whole different part of the world,
Yeah.
and it's that is death or football.
Yeah.
The only way you eat is with football. So
Yeah.
this is
Argentina especially, man.
yeah, this is a professional football club. Like I'm trialing there, and guys are throwing elbows at me. They don't want me to join the team.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I got with my luck, I got sick the first 2 days. So I missed the first week, the first 4 days of the trial. I missed because I got sick.
Oh, really?
They had me on a 2-week trial there. And this time period is 2022 spring. So after my 2021 fall, where I set up the portal, this opened up for me in the spring when I'm training with like 4 other guys who also hit the portal at FAU.
Okay.
So
Okay.
on a turf field in the morning, again, routine, soccer, gym, eat, nap, and then schoolwork. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we were still doing the same schedule as we would as if we were on the team, but it was just the 4 of us.
I see. Okay.
So
yeah.
that prepared me to go to Argentina, and I did impress, but they wanted me to go back and do more trials, and I was like, honestly, like I don't want to live in that part of the world.
I see.
Throw away my NCAA eligibility for something that's not going to guarantee anything, and I didn't do it. But it was honestly a good experience. It was an unbelievable experience. And I'm lucky that, I did well enough that a professional club wanted me to come back and play with their second team and keep training with their second team. So
Yeah, it all comes down also to like the factors that you take into account when making a decision, right? It's not only about like the football part, but then also, okay, like how does this accounting in the plans that I have for myself, like how is this gonna affect my NCAA eligibility, like you mentioned? And I think that part of the trials is also very important because a lot of the guys go through that, and I think it's a very nerve-wracking thing that everybody goes through, especially like for yourself in a complete different country. Like, how was that process of like, what was going through your mind before going to those trials? Were you nervous? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I think I was nervous.
Yeah.
Also excited because you don't ever really get
see.
to go to a different part of the country. Like you don't do that often.
I
So
see.
I also felt very lucky. I'm able to go and do trials with my brother, and have my dad join me. And obviously, like, wow, I look back at that opportunity, and I'm like, okay, it didn't go the way that it could have gone. As of me, but because it wasn't the reality of what I wanted in life.
Definitely.
That's just because, like I said, you go there and it's a very small town, dangerous city. That if you're not playing football, it's a very hard life to live.
Definitely.
So I realized like I just couldn't do it. But look, you see that as well, and you realize like if you do want to play in South, if I have a Venezuelan passport, so I can play in South America. If I do want to take that step and play overseas in South America, like this is the life that I'm gonna have to live. So how much do I really love the game? How much am I willing to give up to take that step if it's in that environment?
I see. Like not only thinking I want to play soccer, but like under what circumstances and under what context. Okay, yeah. I see, brother. No, man. I think it's been great, brother. Like all the experiences that you've lived through. I think you really a lot of people can resonate with it because you've been through a lot of stuff. So all the way from being injured, from being in another country, from being in an academy, and then now playing college soccer, which is something that a lot of people want to do. but they
Yeah.
don't necessarily know what's required to get there. And I think this podcast, this talk really goes through a lot of those things
Yeah.
that are required in order to do that. That
Yeah.
of course are gonna be specific for each person, but I think there's a common denominator that it requires hard work and it requires a lot of determination from you, and that's what you really shown us. Now, too,
Yeah.
like before we go into the rapid fire questions, I wanted to ask you, like, now that you're in FIU, a lot of people want to know what a college athlete does. I wanted you to run us a little bit through a day in the life of
Mhm.
Fabrizio.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Today we had practice in the morning. We had film. So
Yeah,
we get there early, do the film, the video, analyze the
yeah,
plays, the game of the last game, go through things that we need to work on. And then after
yeah,
that, we get out, we have our GPS vest, our sensors. We tell the
yeah.
coach how you're feeling. So 1 through 10, you say, oh, I'm feeling a 8 out of 10 before practice today, means that you're pretty
Overall,
overall, that you feel pretty
okay,
good. Maybe have like you're just a little bit tired because it's early in the morning, whatever.
okay,
Then you do the training, ice bath after training,
mm,
and then you guys on the team, they usually go and eat at the cafeteria all together.
mhm,
We have we don't have a athlete specific cafeteria, but our cafeteria is pretty big, so we get our own section. Um,
okay,
and then after that, you can go. I'm looking outside my window right now. Pool outside.
okay,
If I wanted to, but yeah, you go, you study, spend the rest of the day doing whatever you need to do. Honestly, for me as a grad student, I only have one class, so it's
okay,
pretty nice. It's pretty nice to
yeah,
have what to do. You study for a bit, and then if people have class, they go to class. But if not, hang out with your teammates, your roommates, watch
I see.
football, play some video games if you want, go on a walk, go to the gym, take a nap after practice, especially. That's the key. That's the best recovery
Yeah,
tool. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, there's tons that you can do. Obviously, I have more free time, but in the past, it was pretty busy. So I'm
okay.
grateful to have this free time now.
No,
Today you
amazing,
have
man. So
two,
we,
let's say, two sessions, like one video and then one training session, and then of course afterwards you did recovery with the team.
Yeah, exactly. So we do that. We do video. It's usually like that every day. Video, and then you go out practice, and then everyone does ice bath.
okay.
Okay.
And about how many games are you guys playing a week now?
So right now we played a game yesterday. We're gonna have a game on Saturday. So
Okay.
and then conference play starts. So it'll be 2 times a week going on from there as well. So
Yeah, it gets busy. It gets busy.
it's very busy.
Yeah. So
But you
we
luck-
interrupted your nap, right?
no. Right now I'm in a good spot right now.
Okay, okay. No, that's good, brother. So if you're okay with that, I don't know if Matt, you have anything else to say, brother, but if you're okay with that, we can go through some rapid fire questions.
No, I really enjoyed everything. Like it also just shows like it's not always a straight line, like the career,
Yeah,
like always never a straight line. So I think
never.
often people like they get injured and feel like shit, I'm injured right now. But if you in reality, everyone like I think there's no one we talked to who didn't have an injury. So you
Exactly.
have to stick through it and then you go from there. Like you had so many options and you still have so many options open for you and it never stops.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Amazing, man. All right, let's get to it. So what's one skill that every young player should master?
Ooh, one skill everyone should master: being able to be coachable. So
I love it.
yeah,
Love it.
learn.
Mm.
Definitely.
Memories you miss the most from academy days.
Oh, my teammates and messing around. Honestly, yeah,
It's so unserious, right?
so unserious. It's so unserious.
Brother, and now, like, what's your favorite memory from, like, since you've been here in college?
Ooh. Probably making it to the 2021 CUSA conference final
Okay,
as a team. That's my personal favorite. But achievement wise, for personal self, is when I got selected as most valuable player of the year at
I
Northeastern.
see. I see.
I'm also a defender myself, so a question for all the defenders out there: what's a mindset skill required as a defender?
Mindset, win your duels, win your duels. It's never going to be perfect, but if you make it ugly, good.
As long as you win it.
Exactly. Make it ugly.
One thing I always have is like, if you go harder on, it's gonna be easier on you. Like
Exactly.
if you worry about your own body, like then it's gonna hurt the most. So
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Brother, do you have any pregame routine, any pregame superstition that you have?
I do. It's not a lot, but I always talk to God before my games. Oh,
Amazing.
yeah.
Cannot
okay.
miss that.
So you're just gonna imagine like a scenario for you. So you just got out of a game. What's like the perfect meal you want to see?
Meal.
Yeah.
Oh, probably like Chipotle, man.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta love it. You gotta. What do you order? What do you order?
A bowl. You gotta get the bowl. You gotta get the
Yeah,
tortilla. You
yeah.
gotta get the tortilla on the side. If you guys don't know about the tortilla on the side, I'll put you on. Tortilla on the
I
side.
I don't normally get the tortilla on this. I
Bro,
don't know. I just get the bowl.
trust me, you get the tortilla on the side.
Okay.
Rice, black beans, chicken. You get the sour cream, cheese, pico de gallo, and guac. Wow. Shake it up. Shake up the bowl. Put half of it into the tortilla. Eat a burrito. Finish the rest.
Can't go wrong with that, right?
Well, here they have honey chicken now. I never had it before.
The honey
Like,
chicken.
I'm in South Carolina now, and before I was in Indiana, but I never had like honey chicken. I can't remember it, but it's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Definitely Chipotle, man.
Yeah, Chipotle. For me, my favorite ones are Chipotle or Panda, but I prefer Chipotle.
Panda's top. I might go get some of that later.
Oh, that's good, man. Brother, what's like, do you prefer morning or night practice?
Morning practice.
Morning practice.
Yeah.
Same for me. Yeah.
Something that's in your bag 99% of the time.
So that's in my bag.
Yeah.
My phone and gum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother, and you've played against a lot of top people, top players. Or was it toughest opponent that you faced that you can remember it?
In college or in everything?
Everything.
Ooh. I would probably say Aiden Morris.
Yeah. And where's he playing right now? Like
Playing Middlesbrough in England.
Oh, Middlesbrough. And where did you play him against?
So he played at Weston. So he was
Western.
always in the team on the age above me. So we'd always scrimmage him. And wow, this guy, unbelievable.
What made it so hard for you?
He is calm on the ball. He's like he can play in any place in the world. He played in America. He can play in Spain. He can play in England. Like in the top divisions, he's calm on the ball, strong, makes the right choices. He makes the game so simple for himself and so much easier for his teammates. So
yeah. What's his position?
Center mid.
Okay, yeah.
So you talked about a lot of nice moments in the career. Is there like one favorite moment you have in any club or in any team you played?
So academy-wise, definitely making the first assist for Inter Miami history.
Okay. Yeah.
In college, it's definitely scoring my first college goal to secure for my team. Yeah, for Northeastern. Yeah, that was great.
Great, man. And now to finish it off, man. Of course, you've left us with a lot of advice, a lot of good value. But if you were to give a piece of advice to all young athletes, which one would it be?
Who don't compare yourself, don't compare your journey to anyone else's. You know, your journey, you're gonna go through ups and downs. But as long as you're trying to be better than the part of the journey yesterday, that's where you're going on the right place. Yeah.
Amazing, brother. I love it. Don't compare yourself to elder people, but like to yourself yesterday.
Exactly.
That's great, man. That's great. I think that's a great way to finish it off. And as I said from the beginning, man, I truly appreciate you taking the time for talking with us, and now reinforce that now that you've provided us with so much value, all your experiences that a lot of people can take a lot of value from. I think this has been a great one, brother. So again, I truly appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yeah, man, amazing. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
You guys are great, man.